Good morning, everybody. So, as we know, fall is coming. So, all the roses in our garden is actually starting their fall flush. They are not at the peak yet, but some of them is pretty much start to bloom. Quite a lot of, you know, uh, bloom here and there. So, I think there's no better opportunity to do the rose comparison video than today. So as usual, you know how it rose. We started from the dark color all the way to the pink, and then the yellow, and then the pale or bicolor. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so we're gonna start from the red today. So the first one is a rose called Oklahoma rose. This is a very dark red rose actually, and usually it blooms pretty big. So this is not really the usual size of this rose. It's actually on a small size of the bloom. Usually it get like really big, like 5 inches big. But you still can see the color of this petal. This rose petal is very velvety and very dark red. It smells very good. It has a very strong old rose fragrance. The only thing is it doesn't last very long. So if you need something that is for cutting, this will be good, but you just need to cut it before you open up. Once you open up, it spends very fast. Okay, now the second one I have is this is a David Austin rose. It's an old kind of David Austin rose. It's called I think it's Tradescan. So Tradescan is supposed to be a red rose, but it kind of look magenta in my garden. It bloomed continuously actually, and let me try the fragrance. Alright, it has a very strong old rose and anise mixed in there. So it's a very interesting, but it's kind of hard to get this rose anyway nowadays. So that's unfortunate. Alright, and this is also another David Austin rose. It's called Prospero. Prospero is supposed to be a very dark red, but again, in my garden, maybe it's the first year, I get mostly this kind of pink color, and it's pretty cool. The color is like wash out pink at like magenta at the outer edge, and then it slowly get darker inside toward the inside, and it's actually lasts very long on the bush. I would say a good 4 or 5 days. So interesting. I don't know why a lot of color just doesn't really match the description of the website in my garden. This is a Dark Lady. Dark Lady is a magenta color rose from David Austin. It doesn't have a strong fragrance, but it's actually really beautiful when the weathers get cooler. It is a smaller bloom size during the summertime, or the warm weather like this right here. But it's so gorgeous during the springtime. You can go back and see my Dark Lady video in my channel. You will see how it looks like in the spring. This is a very gorgeous one. This is called the Prince from David Austin. I know this one is still available out there from some independent rose grower. It is absolutely phenomenal. This rose is a very beautiful deep cut dark purplish magenta color of David Austin, and it's hard to capture the color. I'm trying to see if I can capture it better by adjusting the lighting. I think it's much better when you see it this way. So it really is very dark. I just really like how gorgeous it is. I mean, just who is gonna say no to this color? I mean, honestly, just so gorgeous. And It smells very, very good as well, and lasts a pretty good while on the bush. So if you can find it, I do highly recommend it. Of course, this is my favorite red Eden. This red Eden doesn't look so good because it has been there for a week on the plant. But just want to show you how good it looks like, even though it's already open up for a week. This is like a rose that is so fake because it just never really span. It's take a long time to actually span. This right here is Ascot from Chantal. So Ascot really doesn't bloom much during the summertime, but as the weather cooled down, it started to bloom pretty good. We get very globular, you know, right away when the weather is get really very cool. So I will keep it just because of the bloom. I can deal with it if it just gonna bloom nice in the fall and spring. So I will just continue to keep it. I mean, it doesn't have a good fragrance though. I don't smell much about it from this rose. Let me try again. Yeah, just a very fade tea rose fragrance. Just very, very nothing. There's nothing much to mention about. Okay, here we have our, let me adjust my brightness a little bit. All right, so here I have my, this is called the Hannah Gordon. So Hannah Gordon is a very interesting Cordes rose. As you can see, the color, the petal is like two-tone. They call it a bicolor rose. It's just really different than a lot of roses that I have, and it lasts super duperly long on the bush. Like this one actually is already open up for a week, and you can't even tell that it doesn't never really look span, you know, and it looks so good. The colors stay this way for the entire week. So but it doesn't have fragrance, so that's the only thing I don't like about it. But it's different. It's very beautiful. All right, this is another one of my favorite. It's called the Pink Flamingo. Pink Flamingo is also another one that blooms extremely well during the summertime here, and it actually has a very nice fragrance to it too. I still remember my mom and I go to the nursery and we pick this rose together because she loved how big the bloom and the color of this rose. This is Amor de Mole. This is from NIRP from Palatine Rose. I do like this one because it actually lasts a very long time, and the color is quite special. I don't really have much of the color of this rose before. It's more like a oranges, blush with a mix of a pink. It's very hard to describe this color really. But yeah, it's a very nice fragrance as well, a very strong fragrance as well. So that's another good things about it. I do recommend getting it if you can find it from NARP. It is a pretty good productive rose. Okay. All right, so this one right here is my James Galway actually. So this is how James Galway looks like when it's fully open. I still think it's very beautiful because of the color. I still have quite a lot of them. They're forming buds right now. So maybe I can do a little garden tour later, but there's not much of fragrance to this one. If you want fragrance, don't take James Galway. But if you want the long-lasting bloom and the bloom power during the fall and the spring, then this rose is a pretty good candidate. This right here is called Green Brothers Fairy Tale from Cordes. This actually is pretty interesting because I don't know if you can see, but it has a reverse petal of cream and kind of an orangey pink at the inside. So you have a kind of a two-tone effect on this as well. But there's no much of fragrance to this at all. So I'm not really saying you gotta have it, but if you like this color, you can. All right, this one is called Augusta Lewis. Augusta Lewis, this is actually really big, and it smells so good. It's so big. I actually like it a lot. So if you can order it from Paladin Rose in December, definitely go for it, because I think it's worth it. It's just so, I love the ruffly petal, and the bloom just lasts a pretty long time as well on the bush. Okay, next I have Delish. So this is how Delish looks like when it's fully open, and actually it is already on the bush for about 4 days. So I would say it still look pretty good after 4 days. So no complaint there. It's just a gorgeous rose. It bloomed pretty good as well, continuously, and the fragrance just phenomenal. Very nice old rose fragrance. Okay. Alright, next to it I have this very special, like a dusty antique pink color rose. This is actually Queen of Elegance. Queen of Elegance actually doesn't bloom so well for me during the summertime, but when it blooms, it's really a gorgeous one. So I do recommend collect this one, because it's just, the color is just so different. I love it a lot. Definitely recommend. Very beautiful rose. Not much of fragrance, so I don't smell much of a fragrance on this one. Of course, this one right here is my favorite. This is Soul Emmanuel, or Sister Emmanuel. It's my go-to pink rose all the time, because it just bloom and bloom and bloom. Doesn't matter how hot it is, doesn't matter how crappy it is, it just keep blooming. Very globular, doesn't matter what it is. I mean, in spring it have more fragrance, more petals, but right now it has less, but still very nice. Now this is a vanilla myrrh fragrance. So for anybody that don't like myrrh fragrance, you might not like this rose. Okay, but for the color, definitely go for it. Now this one right here is oh, my brain, I can't think. This is my Catherine Molly. Yeah, this is how Catherine Molly looks like after it's fully open. Don't you like that gold color statement in the middle? It almost look like peonies, right? And the color just so gorgeous. I love this rose so much. Okay, so what a shame that David Austin actually discontinued this rose. They shouldn't, really shouldn't, because this is a very beautiful, unique rose. Next I have this is actually my Geoff Hamilton. Geoff Hamilton really is a rose that don't like the heat, so it will only looks nice during the fall and the spring. And once the weather cool down, it actually lasts a very long time on the bush itself. It's almost like a week. Now this is already on the bush for a week and still so beautiful. Look at that. And there's not much of fragrance to this one as well. Yeah, there's not much of fragrance. It's just not something that you want to grow for fragrance. Okay. And then you have this right here is very span William Morris. You see, William Morris, I know a lot of people has a different on William Morris and the Evelyn, but really William Morris, the form is so different than Evelyn. William Morris is so, how do I say, globular, like globular. Evelyn, when they span, they open up big time. So this is the reason why I like William Morris a lot, because I don't like the flower that open like overbloom, and it doesn't. It stay this way, and then until it drop. So this is very light color already, because it's already almost near the end of the bloom life, but I love it so much. Now this one is a very cute one. I just want to show the size of this rose and the rest of it. This is Larissa. Larissa is one of those superly cute, it's almost like an English garden rose that is shrunk up into this perfect form. You see that? And it's just so cute. I can't resist this kind of rose when it's so small and it's so cute, and it lasts very, very long time on the bush as well. Now there's no much of fragrance to this rose, but I just really think it's very, very cute. So I like it in my garden. I will keep it until I cannot keep it, but this is really, really cute rose. Not recommend for anybody that don't like small bloom though. It's very small. It doesn't grow big, not even in summer, in fall or spring. All right, this right here I have is the Abraham Darby. So this is Abraham Darby. Abraham Darby have many faces. This is one kind of, and this is also Abraham Darby, just to show you the differences. So it can be, this is actually you can see it's a lot more petals, and this one has less petals. So it can look so different, Abraham Darby, just to show you. But you know, it's always my favorite. I can never resist Abraham Darby. It always looks like this, doesn't matter how crappy, how hot it is. And the fragrance is phenomenal no matter what. Even though when it's about to spend, the fragrance just never disappears. Some of the roses, they will be very fragrant at the beginning, and then they get, you know, no, slowly the fragrance is gone. But not Abraham Darby. It just lasts so long. Next, this one actually is my Moonlight in Paris. So Moonlight in Paris is a very interesting color blue. Because of the reverse petal, you can see. It's a very popular rose actually. I like it a lot, but it doesn't bloom so well during the summer for me. I have to be honest with you. But it blooms really, really well when the weather is cooled down. So if you like the rose that give you big flush in the spring and fall, this is the one for you. But if you're looking for something that blooms all year round for you in the south, this is not the one for you. It doesn't have a lot of fragrance as well. So if that is a factor for you, probably you would not like Moonlight of Paris in Paris. This is one of another David Austin discontinued rose. It's called the Queen Nefertiti. Queen Nefertiti doesn't have a big bloom, but it has a very interesting color. You can see. So in the middle is kind of like a apricot color, and then the outside is pink. I really like this ombre effect of this rose. The only thing is it's not very friendly in the south because we are so wet here. It always got ball. That's the only thing I have complained about this. So if you don't have it, that's fine. You're not missing much really. But I feel like I'm happy to be able to actually collect this one, because you know it is beautiful and it is special among David Austin rose. So I would take if it ball sometimes because I have so many roses. But if it's a big factor for you, probably this is not a good one for you as well. Next, I have a lilac rose. So this rose, it bloom and bloom and bloom and bloom from spring until right now. Of course, it bloom more during the spring and fall, but it is a very, very beautiful rose. I mean, you can see some similarity between the Catherine Molly and the lilac rose, but lilac rose is more like bloom in the cluster, and this one bloom in the cluster too. But so both of them are pretty similar, I have to say. But I think I like the I think lilac rose bloom more than Catherine Molly. But Catherine Molly has bigger bloom, so there is a difference. This right here is Saint Cecilia. Saint Cecilia is also another David Austin discontinued rose, but I think still you can find it out there quite easily. It has very nice myrrh fragrance to it, but again, if you don't like myrrh, don't get this rose. Okay, I love it, but again, if you don't like myrrh, do not get this. This is another one from Paladin for NIRP. I got it from Paladin Rose. It's called the Rosemantic Pink. I do recommend this rose because although it's not the most healthiest rose out there, but the color, it's always looked like this no matter what, and it bloomed really well also, and lasts super long on the bush. Now the fragrance, let me smell all right, the fragrance just very light. I think it's a light tea fragrance. I think it's not really something very impressive, but it is nice. It's a very, very beautiful rose. So for if you want something that doesn't grow leggy, get compact, you know, and bloom very well, it's very upright, then I would recommend this rose for you. This is Cinderella Fairy Tale. This is also from Cordes. That grown into a climber. This is a huge climber. I never expected to grow so big, and it actually grow on my climb on my Red Eden and my Baroque right now. It's pretty crazy. This road is pretty crazy. So if you want to have something that can really climb, this is for you. And it actually bloomed quite well in the second year. The first year like horrible, but the second year is much better. Very, very gorgeous color, always in flush, always in cluster. The color is cute, very sweet. And again, if you want a big climber, this is yours. If you don't want a big climber, this is not yours. All right, next I have this is, oh my brain. Okay, I was not remember this rose just now. Okay, this is Moonlight Romantica. I got to be honest, I'm very disappointed with Moonlight Romantica this year. It doesn't bloom much at all, and when it blooms, this is how it looks like. This is just not the type of rose I like, really. It's very tall. It grows so tall. The bloom doesn't really last very long. I would say they will open like this probably in 2 days time. So if you missed it, you missed it. Nah, I don't like this one. I'm sorry. Maybe you will be better next year. I just don't like you right now. All right, the next one is another one of my favorite. It's called Anna Fenty. So Anna Fenty is actually Italian rose. So this Italian rose smells so good, and it bloomed. Oh, the color, you gotta see the color. I don't know if you can see it. You see that color right there? Oh, it's just so gorgeous. It's golden apricot inside, and then it has the lighter yellow outside, and it just smells so good. Very nice, fruity, fragrant. And it lasts so long. But it climb. It want to be a climber. I think I will train it as a climber, and I think it will look very nice as a climber because it like to droop. It's not very upright for me, so it would be best to grow as a climber. But it's so beautiful. It lasts so good. It blooms so well in the heat. So that is definitely a recommendation. This right here is Melissa Darling from NIRP. I can recommend this one because it actually blooms a lot and it lasts so long. And so this one is Melissa Darling from NIRP, and this one I can recommend really because it lasts so long and it blooms a lot, like in flush. I just love how it looks like when it blooms because you see how it's darker yellow at the middle, and then it's lighter cream color at the edge, so give you this ombre effect. And it lasts on the bush for a week, and it doesn't grow leggy. It's very compact. I mean, what a great quality. When it bloom, it just bloom in flush, so you will see it like everywhere, like the entire bush is covered with blooms. Definitely a great rose. We only sell in Paladin Rose. I'm not sure if they sell it in December. If they do, get it, really. All right, this is my Golden Celebration. Golden Celebration, I have a love-hate relationship with this rose because what I love about it, it blooms a lot. Even in the summer, it still bloom a lot. I hate it because it's a black spot magnet and it's very floppy. It's like very leggy rose, so you really definitely need to train it on an obelisk or something like that. I just, and it get better as it grow age. But I wish it just healthier really, because it has very nice fragrance. The color is nice, you know. It bloom a lot, so yeah. If you don't mind it, if you don't mind the black spot, this is a rose for you. All right, next one is another one of my favorite. It's called Charlotte from David Austin. Oh my dear, isn't it cute? Okay, I love this kind of ball looking buttery yellow color rose. I think it's so cute, and I think it has very nice tea fragrance as well. Definitely a favorite of mine. So and when it bloom in flush too, so it gives about good 4 or 5 flush throughout the year. This year I kind of neglected it a little bit because I put it at the corner, but when it blooms, it's really still a show. So this is but it doesn't last very long on the bush, so that's one thing that is not good about it. I do love it a lot. It's a very nice pushy shrub. Okay, and this right here is called Lady of Charlotte. Lady of Charlotte is how should I say? It's a rose that blooms very, very well in spring, and then it will take its break in the summertime, and then it will bloom again in fall. And when it bloom again, and the color is just nice. Now it's a lot dark. It's a lot more oranges when it's in spring. This is not very the regular Lady of Charlotte color, but that's how it looks like. If you bloom in summer, if you bloom in fall, that's how it looks like. Has some spicy cinnamon color, fragrance in it. So not exactly my favorite fragrance, but it has some fragrance to it. Okay. All right, here we have, this is some random color after this. This is actually Amazing Grace. Is it Amazing Grace? Sorry, my bad. This is not Amazing Grace. This is State of Grace. Oh, I missed out on the name now. All right, this Amazing Grace is so special. I don't know if you can see the color. It's had this very interesting, almost like a mum's looking thing. And it has a mix of pink, cream, apricot, all blend together. So very, very interesting rose. Let me smell the fragrance. It smells so good. Very nice old rose fragrance. It smells so good. I like this rose a lot. I think if you see it, you should get one. It bloomed quite a lot actually. It's just that I don't go to that corner a lot, so I don't take a lot of picture of it, but it do bloom quite well. So this is State of Grace. This is everybody's favorite distant drum. Distant drum do bloom a lot, I have to say, but the bloom doesn't last. And it opened way too fast. The petals not a lot, but it's very cool color. I like the color. So it depends on personal preferences. I think I will keep it because I don't have rose like this. I still think it looks beautiful, and it blooms a lot. But if you like roses with lots of petal in the south, that is not for you. It doesn't last, really. It doesn't last. The next one is called this is, oh my brain, I can't think. This is Life of a Party. Oh, I so regret buying this. Life of a Party basically is a 1-day bloomer. It blooms, 1 day later it looks like this. Second day, and then 2 days later it's gone. It's just horrible. I don't know why I buy it. So almost all the time you see the bloom is almost like spent on the bush. So I don't know, I probably will replace it in the spring. I just don't enjoy this rose, but it smells really, really good. Just not something good for the South, period. Okay, not for me, really, not for me. This one right here is Anastasia from NIRP. It actually is a pretty good bloomer, and it's a good cut rose because it have very long stem and very sturdy, very upright. I'm just not a big fan of this form, like a pointy, you know, the pointy bud looking form and the pointy petal. So that's not really something that I enjoy. But yeah, eh. If you like hybrid tea, like hybrid tea pointy, the pointy looking hybrid tea, this is for you. It's not for me, really. Now this one is Fair Bianca. I like Fair Bianca a lot. I think Fair Bianca is very cute, very white. Look at how white it is. And it blooms really beautifully in the spring and in the fall. Not so much in the summertime. It does bloom. It still continue to bloom. It's just the bloom are much smaller and it spend very fast. So here we have today's quite a lot. Oh, it took me a long time to finish talking about all these roses. So hopefully you enjoyed it. And thank you so much for helping me to reach my 1,000 subscriber. And right now I have a community that I can share my picture day to day with you in my channel. So don't forget to check it out also. There you go. Let me know what you think about this video, and see you next time. Bye.